Eric Okay, I hear it now.
Ain't no ball like
Mic
me.
check. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes. Hello, America. Freestyle Friday. Once again, it's on. Emos, you know, it's about the second time I did that, probably the third time. Anyway, I'm your host, Emos the Witness. How y'all doing out there? It's live coming to you, the Field Show. We're back on a Freestyle Friday afternoon, early morning. Got a little volume on my. All right, turn this down. It's already down. Yeah. So like I said, we're here live at 120 East Market Street. I'm back, your host, Emos the Witness at the Field Show. Sitting over what the fuck I look like. And as you know, good, it's a brand new show, a hot new political perspective. So you're gonna witness the glitches and the twists and turns as we grow, as we become witnesses. And I'm your referee. How you doing out there? Glad to be back. Again, like I said, this is a new show. We're gonna dive into politics, news, and all kind of taboo topics. And most importantly, we're gonna dive into politics. We'll get into all the ups and downs, twists and turns, and all the misconceptions and perceptions and things that we hear that we are tired of. The nonsense, right? So this is a wacky Freestyle Friday. I'm gonna jump all around the news. I see a lot of craziness going on. We got a big show today. We gotta talk about COVID. We gotta talk about some of my favorite little things. We got Better Call Saul coming back pretty soon. A great show of mine. Like I said, I want to talk about a little bit about, a little update on the Texas winter storm issues they had down there. I want to dig into a little bit of Trump. I want to dig into a little bit of foreign policy. We had some airstrikes last night. Biden letting out the pistols overseas. We'll get into that as well. You must witness. So like I said, I'm downtown at 120 East Market Street. Here at Wave 1 Media. Come down and get you a show. You guys catch me on YouTube. Hit that subscribe, like button. I'm on Facebook and Twitter. Website is coming soon. It's episode 28 of The Field Show. And so let's get into the news and let's get into the reasonings and why we're here today. So Malik, let's cut down this volume. Let's get to some background music. Let's get into the news and get you guys going off on the right start for the weekend. Like I said, I'm Emos the Witness. I'm your host. This is The Field Show. Field standing for what the fuck I look like. And I hope you join me in that same moniker, that same cadence. Because I know you feel it, right? You're tired of the bullshit. You're tired of the nonsense. You're tired of coming home with your groceries and your kids from daycare. And you turn on the news and you hear a bunch of this bullshit. I mean, you get your information, you get your news the way you want it. You get your topics, you get your headlines. But under the surface, there's some kind of agenda. Under the surface, there's some kind of twist and turn that you don't see right away. And you're just tired of surprises, right? You're tired of the on the surface news, people telling you what to think, how to act, how to feel. When you personally deep down may feel another way. So myself, Emos, came out here and said, let me start a show. Let me bring a different perspective. Let me bring a different analysis. A little more indirect, a little more raunchy, a little more out the box, a little more in depth on keynotes and topics because we don't have time, right? And we've been duped and led astray so long from the mainstream media that now we have an alternative media. And we also have big tech, right? We have social media. But every new creation, there's some kind of corruption, some kind of abuse of power, right? So within that realm, within this new media circle, I said, let me go on a new show. Let me be a new show. Let me be a witness. Let me be a guide, a referee. And let me have the American people join me. When we go through these articles, we go through these various issues, and we talk about these various problems and try to help and find a way to correct society's ills. Without just sitting like bumps on a log and being pushed around like just sheeple. No, we aim to have a voice on this show, a collective voice, where we go through all the content, all the matters, all the headlines, all the quotes, whether it's from politics in the halls of Congress, whether it's Hollywood bigwigs or big tech or big companies, industry giants, or just icons who want to change the world, like your Bill Gates and your Elon Musk and whatnot. I'm all about innovation and free enterprise and competition and new technologies and new endeavors and just dreaming beyond a wild imagination on what we can do on this planet as a collective unit. But it's all about the leadership, right? And how much control and how much restrictions they place upon us for greed and power, for adulation or whatnot. You know, there's so many common sense things that we could solve in this society. So many ways we can fast forward into the future. But it seems like there's this old establishment that just won't let go, whatever it means. And so I want to pull them out the darkness and bring them to the light. As your host, Emos the Witness, The Phil Show, episode 29, I think. I think we're on 29. What episode is it? 28 or 29? I think we're on 29, right?
29.
Yeah, man. We're growing. You know, I don't even want you guys seeing the past 28 shows. That's how. Like I said, I want us to look forward into the future, and look back and say, wow, we all grew together. So hit that subscribe button. Hit that like me on Facebook and Twitter. Follow me. My videos, you can catch me on Spotify. Website's coming soon, but you can catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, downtown from 10 to 11 a.m. at 120 East Market Street at Wave 1 Media. We're bringing it to you live and direct, y'all. So we'll get into the news. Like I said, this is a Freestyle Friday, so you know what I like to do on Freestyle Friday is kind of talk about some of the topics, some of the headlines, some of the general news that pique my interest. And then, of course, I want to give you guys updates on, like I said before, at the beginning of the show, with COVID. A little bit of stimulus updates. I found a new little update regarding gig workers and how they can have access to PPP funds. So that's a good tidbit for you guys. Again, I want to talk about Texas. We'll get into some foreign policies, some hypocrisies there, and I want to get into, like I said, COVID. I want to get into some politics with Trump. You know what I'm saying? My man Trump, you know, and like I said, another reason why, you know, I got into doing this show was because of 2016. 2020 was probably the spark, you know. 2020 was probably like, you know, I can't let this go. You know, there's too much going on. It is bigger than politics. It's bigger than one president, one leader. This is now about the Constitution. You know, this is now about the erosion of such. You know, I've seen it talked about. I've followed politics since I was a young kid. I don't know. I have a niche for it. I have an itch for it. You know, but it's like, you know, when you hear about the erosion of our values, and then when you actually see it in action, you want to push back. And then not only when you see it in action, when you see it in a manner in which there's no accountability. Well, if we don't hold anyone accountable, it's gonna get worse. Your steps and your twists and your turns and your looks and your movements on a daily basis will be more restricted because you didn't step up to the challenge. You didn't step up to the plate. You trusted your leadership to represent you the way you intend your vote to count to be. And you can go about your day. But then no longer can you just do that. No longer can you just say, I vote for this. You pull that lever. You got to pull that lever and stay clever. You got to pull that lever and keep watch. You got to keep looking. You got to keep observing of what's going on in your local community. State and national. Shit. Global. You know? It's imperative. You know, this show is meant to be both lighthearted and serious, you know, but you know, sometimes we gotta get down to the nitty gritty. We gotta get serious sometimes. Sometimes Emos has to give you, be talking, oh shit, I feel like I'm famous, talking in third person. Sometimes Emos has to give you that Friday send off. So you go to the weekend and you can think about and ponder some things, you know, over your sports. So yeah, like I said, I want to keep it light, but I also want to get into some serious, deep issues. And you know, that's the reason why I started this show. Like I said, it started back in 2016 when I was just fed up with politics. I was fed up with the perceived, with the bullshit, what the fuck I look like, man. You telling me shit that I with my own eyes I see different. So I abstained in 2012, you know. And then 2016, I saw an outsider, a leader with a strong voice, someone I was familiar with. And, you know, me being objective, you know, and looking at the political views and the policies that President Trump brought forward, America first, ending endless wars, you know, stopping lopsided trade deals, not just selling the country from under the American people's feet, cleaning up the politics, cleaning up corruption, trying to set some term limits in that regard, which I really would appreciate. I'm tired of seeing these old freaks in office. I mean, what are these motherfuckers taking? What are these politicians I mean, damn, man, you think about it, like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, notorious RBG, if you want to call her. I mean, damn. I ain't gonna lie, come on, man. And y'all know, like the last year, every time there was an article about RBG, motherfuckers saw that headline. Oh, did she die? Did she die yet? That's kind of dirty. I mean, you know, they went to Supreme Court judge. You want your political judge, your conservative perceived a liberal judge in that seat. So you have people waiting on her to die. They're waiting on Supreme Court justice to pass away. But I mean, they're old as fuck though. I mean, what are they on? Dianne Feinstein, Bernie Sanders, Biden. You know, the walking cadaver with Botox surgery. You know, when they gonna give up when they gonna take a back seat? Them motherfuckers are holding on to power to the very last. Die in office. We got young leaders ready to step up. Maybe ready to step up, but they're out there, and that's what frays or stops people from voting for office. Because you got so much entrenched power locally and nationally, in these Senate and these congressional candidates don't stand a chance with the money involved and the influence involved. So you got your Nancy Pelosi's and you got your Maxine Waters, and they're just staying up in there and just letting California rot slowly, holding on to reins of power until they find that one young politician they can just tap and say, all right, you can do your thing, but you're still under my control. We all know the levers of power aren't set correctly. The rules aren't being played; they're being twisted. It's with everything. Abuse of power. How do you fix that? You fix it by setting term limits. But these old asses are still in office, and they keep coming back. What are they taking? No, what are they drinking? I want to know. I want some. But yeah. So that came forward, like I said, and in 2016, I became a Trump supporter. Does not mean I'm a Republican. Does not mean I'm a Democrat. I used to walk around saying I'm an independent. You know, I hate to put myself in kind of a title, but hey, I'm just independent, man. I'll choose my leaders as I see fit based on what my values and traditions are, and if they line up. And I haven't yet to see a politician in my I don't know, 20 years, 20-something years of voting that really fit my traditional values and my policies straight through, and you won't. I won't, and I don't think I ever really voted based on gender or race. But it has an influence, has an impact. I think in the past I was always voting in a group setting, a group think. Whatever you do, I'm gonna do. Whatever my grandfather voted, I'm gonna vote. It was monkey see, monkey do more than, oh, he's black or white or female. Now that's a status quo. That's what about merit? What about merit? What about education? What about background? What about experience? What about history? What about intellect? We look at somebody now and say that's who should be the president. Why? Because they're the first female ever, the first cousin, the first 3-legged, the first 3-foot ever, the first motherfucker with green pants. We don't even dive into who the person is. Do you truly even still know who your vice president is? Do you know who Kamala Harris really is? See, the quietness scares me. What the fuck's going on in the background? The calm before the storm. You think about it, it's been kind of a boring last couple, since Biden been in office, it's been kind of a boring last few weeks, We had some executive orders. We had some Keystone Pipeline issues. I mean, thousands of jobs being lost. The changing of some of Trump's policies. You see executive orders, and you see dragging along the stimulus bill, this economic package we thought we were going to see right away. You got Republicans obstructing, which is, to me, I think is a great thing. That's my personal belief, because like I said, I feel that the 2020 election was a big question mark. So I don't want any big changes in the next 4 years. I want gridlock. I want investigations. I want what you did the last 4 years of Trump to be done now. And not only that, I want to see impeachment investigations on Biden in 2022. I want to see a review and a continued investigation what's been going on in the previous 4 years and the election in 2020. There's a lot of investigation that I want to see. I want to see a lot of accountability. You know? It doesn't matter what side of the aisle either. And if you guys look closely, that's what was going on in the last 4 years in the Trump administration. A cleaning of Washington, a cleaning of all these industries, a cleaning of crime, pedophilia. People don't want to talk about this kind of stuff. You know? Whatever the Democrats were blaming Trump on the last 4 years, they were actually more so than not doing them themselves, switching it up on you guys psychologically. And history will show that. History will show that. And here at the Emos to Witness show, I aim to show that too. So you hit that like and subscribe button. Join me on YouTube. Join these live shows. Join me on the chat. Grow with me. Understand me that my beliefs and my thoughts are all because of what I've been witnessing. I'm just a witness. If I'm wrong, then let's figure it out together. But I'm not reading shit and just making shit up, changing my opinion. I'm reading shit. This is what you're giving me, America. News media, whether it's mainstream or social, this is what you're giving me. And this is how I interpret it. But at the end of the day, I'm looking up like, what the fuck I look like? You tell me this and I'm seeing this. You're skewing your words and your headlines and your hit pieces. I see it. I see your slants. And more and more and more so, those slants and those biases and those hit pieces are all one-sided. It's all liberally and democratically slanted. And I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't necessarily see why are we still attacking a former president and he's no longer in office? Because he's that influential. You have the Southern District of New York investigating him, got piles of tax records still, digging into his son's tax records still. But yeah, we have Hunter Biden chilling in the White House right now. And we have evidence. We have emails. We have sworn affidavits. Shit, we have his own partner telling you what the hell they did. His own dad, who is in office currently, was on video telling you what they did. And you couple that with China, and you look up like, where's the investigation? Where's the review at? A real one. And again, here at the Emos to Witness, we make predictions, and I'm making a prediction. I'm gonna say it. None if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I make a prediction that 2022 midterms, we're gonna see a lot of changes. You're gonna see Republicans in the House regain office and regain power. You're gonna see a rebalancing after a couple years of restriction, and you're gonna see an impeachment investigation on Joe Biden. You cannot let this shit go. Okay, that's why I was so, enthused, and it was nice to see, Clarence Thomas, Supreme Court Justice step up and make a dissenting opinion regarding the 2020 election and the voter irregularities in Pennsylvania in particular, because we can't have this shit happen in the future. If it continues to happen in the future, your vote is watered down. And once that happens, you start seeing the erosion of your right to protest, the right to bear arms, freedom of speech, big tech. And we're going to get into big tech. Big tech is on the ropes, you guys. Let's get into it. I want to get some of the general news articles. My favorite show is coming back. Better Call Saul is per Uprocks. Finally see some good news on the final season front. Some of these shows, man, I'm all about good dialogue, good acting, and good scenes, and good storylines. Man, these motherfucking shows be coming out, and they seasons be like, it takes like a damn near 2 years for the next season to come up. Malik, do you have a favorite show? Do you have a show that you like?
I literally watch zero TV, and I don't watch anything, man, except YouTube videos.
Okay, that's good to know because that's my next question. Like, what do you watch YouTube videos? Can I ask you? Am I getting dig too deep? Ask you what kind of videos you watch?
Oh no, I don't give a fuck. I
Word.
literally random shit like freaking.
Like, do you just type shit or do you just see shit?
Whatever's on my recommended, I'll just
Okay.
yeah. So sometimes my recommended like will go down like a weird rabbit hole because like I'll fall asleep with the TV on or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's how I am too. I mean, and I guess we're all like that. And I think that, like I said, social media. I mean, TV's changing. You know, you see it. You see that everybody's kind of getting their own channel, or you see that people kind of just enjoy watching it on their phone or on the internet. And you know, your TV on your wall is kind of more like, for me, it's more like sports. I just throw on a game or something in the background, cut the volume down, but I'm on my phone. You know. And so even Better Call Saul, I watch it on my phone. But shit, man, it's like half these shows that are great that are on these network channels or on these cable channels, they take like forever to come out. Like, you don't watch a YouTube show and I guess we don't care, I guess, because all the content's coming so instantly, you know. And it's just weird how I'm wondering how TV is going to change up. I mean, they're going more subscription. They're also on the phone too, but man, I just don't understand. My show Better Call Saul though is on the way back, and I encourage everybody to go out there and check this show out. This show is just well written, and it's actually a prequel. Did they write a prequel? Of another show, Breaking Bad. I'm sure you guys probably heard about Breaking Bad with Better Call Saul. Was also in there, Breaking Bad with Walter White. A lot of people have their favorite shows on Netflix and whatnot, and in various different channels. But I encourage you guys all to keep your eye on this show, Better Call Saul. It's actually going into season 5. Actually, shit, hold on, I'm tripping. Actually, it might be better season 6. But man, it took like this article says, there were 500 days in between seasons 4 and 5 of Better Call Saul. So fans of the series are used to waiting while the season in between seasons. That's good because they will almost certainly have to wait even longer between the 5th and final season. So yeah, so now we're finding out that the last episode aired April 2020. So the next show, they're saying that they're speculating that's going to start on September 21st through around September 21st of this year. So now they're saying, though, 2022 is looking like the definite possibility now because of the production and the final season set at the beginning of March. So they're actually trying to forecast. To me, shit, you know what? This show is so good that they're just forecasting, trying to tell you when it's going to come back. You know what I'm saying? That's how good the show is. You know what I'm saying? They're not even telling us. But man, you know, I want to see what happened to Nacho. We got Nacho right here too. Nacho. Got a little quote. One cast member also tipped off that they're heading to the set to begin production. Last week, Michael Mando, who plays Nacho, noted on Twitter that he is leaving Canada to New Mexico to resume production. All right, get on it, shit. Come on. Tired of waiting. Too much going on, though. I can't even talk about this show until it actually starts airing. But I want to give you a heads up. Better Call Saul, one of my favorite shows. I want y'all to go out there and witness this show when it comes out. Just go back and watch season 1 and kind of get ready. But let's move on. Just headlines, articles that I came across that kind of piqued my interest, like this one. You know, we're still in that changing of the gender. So we came across Mr. Potato Head, y'all. Mr. Potato Head tries to be more gender neutral. So taking the Mr. off of Mr. Potato Head, you guys are actually going to go into just calling him Potato Head. Yo, remember that old Joan back in high school? Yo, Potato Head, motherfucker. Yo, pickle neck. You just ain't saying nothing, just saying stupid shit. Yo, Potato Head face. So now you can't say Mr. Potato Head. You get to call people Potato Head. Yo, Mr. Potato Head ear. When you using middle school, you always say Mr. Potato Head to start your Joan. It always seemed to kind of break down the barriers of friendship over time, huh? You met your homie by the locker room in 6th grade. Yo, Mr. Potato Head shirt, having ass. And then you go to class together. You walk down, you know? That's how it used to go. Now you can't even say Mr. Potato Head no more in America. Now it's just Potato Head. Which one? Fuck, motherfucker? Female. That one. Is whatever the kid wants to make. How about that, Johnny? Just let the young it child sit here and play with these various it toys and let's see what they make. Well, shit, motherfucker wearing earrings and a mustache. Well, that's Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head all in one. Like, get the fuck out of here. What are we gonna do, America? We're gonna be all confused in the future if we keep letting this shit ride. Why we gotta fuck with the Mr. and Mrs.? I mean, this is also history too. We all play with these toys. Just make a new potato head and call it Potato Head, you potato head motherfucker. Quit messing up the past. Let me move on, but I'll just read a little quote. This is from the corporate. I guess this might be corporate talk right here. Hasbro is making sure we all feel welcome in the potato head world by officially dropping the Mr. from the Mr. Potato Head brand name and logo to promote gender equality and inclusion, the company said. The rebranded toy launches this fall. Oh, man. I mean, I don't even know what to talk about. I mean, I don't even know how to even... Because, you know, as I love everybody. And, you know, if you want to be free... I'm about freedom, too. So, you know, you want to be free to express yourself and who you are and how you want to live your life, then so be it. I'm just not with all the changes to, like, the past. Like, because the past is important. I wasn't supportive of those statues coming down in the you know, this past summer, in the summer of Antifa that we don't want to talk about either, right? Those liberal cities going crazy for months and months. But we're talking about that Capitol riot, won't we? So we gotta protect history, y'all. We gotta protect the hypocrisy. We are not protect it. We gotta expose it. And that's what we're gonna do here at Emos to Witness Show. You know how only on Emos to Witness Show you can get a Mr. Potato Head, you know, segue into hypocrisy and politics, and that's what you go get here. You're gonna get all kind of news and all kind of analysis from everywhere. So let's move on. So y'all get those potato head toys for Christmas coming up. I want to go ahead and post this article. Coinbase, cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase files to go public. Only reason I post it because I have a Coinbase account, and I've had Coinbase for almost over 10 years, like 12 years. I've been with them, and they're pretty strong and pretty stable, and it's good to see and encourage they're going public pretty soon. They're a platform which you can buy and sell cryptocurrency. And as you know, cryptocurrency is going kind of crazy. I'm not here to give you any kind of investment advice, but I'm saying just diversify your funds, spread it all out, and just sit back and watch the show. I think the dollar is being attacked, but I think the dollar is strong too. I think you see a lot of forces currently coming out to kind of keep it all like in perspective. So just kind of be mindful of your risks that you're taking. As you know, Janet Yellen, our Treasury Secretary, is that what she is? I think so. She's actually out against cryptocurrency, so she's doing some things that she's worried about. So it's going to be kind of something to monitor. But Bitcoin and Ethers and things like that, something to be intrigued about, and something to watch out for. And Coinbase is actually a pretty strong platform, so I recommend keep your eye on their IPO if you're interested in investing. But yeah, check them out. So that's one news article. So what we're gonna do right quick is take a small break. Excuse me. We'll come right back. Hey, you must have witnessed show, episode 29, The Phil Show. Be right back. Stay tuned.
Monkey.
And we're back, y'all, from the Emos Witness Show. Again, thank you for that quick little break. You know, you go live, you need that sometimes you go live, man. You know, sometimes your throat gets a little scratchy or you got to go to the restroom or whatever. Anyway, we want to bring it to you direct and live, man. We don't want to be, some edited nonsense, some mainstream, pre-recorded delusional crap, right? We're bringing some live, fresh information. Hey, shit, we made some breaking news. We might see something coming out the sky, and I'm here for you, right? Oh, so anyway, I feel like I just ran a mile. But anyway, Emos the Witness, episode 29 of Phil's show. Fuck I look like. Downtown at 120 East Market Street. Anytime live, Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Come down here and get you a show. Downtown, my man Malik and Wyatt, two of the hardest working men in social media and media. Again, you catch me on YouTube like that. Hit that subscribe button. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So please support the show. Please join the chat. And as we grow, we'll grow as witnesses together. Witnessing all the nonsense, all the political jargon, all the crazes and hypocrisy. We're going to expose these politicians, and we're going to review these investigations, and we're going to stay on top of things, okay? So let me get the news in general. It's Freestyle Friday. Let's keep going before we dig into even deeper aspects of issues. So we've got the Ppp Updates. I found this article pretty interesting from CNBC. Self-employed and gig workers could get bigger loans under the new PP rules. They may want to wait to apply. So as of March 1st, they're going to implement this new rule, this new equation, if you will, where small businesses and people who are gig workers and self-employed, they can actually use their gross receipts or their gross of the Schedule C to calculate their loans to get higher loan amounts. I want to find the exact paragraph that I caught. So yeah, there's new formulas. What it changes though. For firms with employees, maximum PPP loans are 2.5 times the average of monthly payroll costs for the SBA. As it stands in for payroll costs for solo workers, the SBA used the net profit information from tax returns, even though payroll and profits are different measures. So the updated formula will instead use gross income as a stand-in for payroll costs, a larger number than net income, meaning many firms will get more money in forgivable loans. So it's a big change. And that goes into effect on March 1st. So they say in this article, if you're a gig employee, if you're self-employed, you can actually use this new formula to calculate a bigger loan for yourself. And maybe we hold off a few more days until the 1st to actually start seeing those applications out or filling on completing those applications. So that's a good update. And again, of course, we're still waiting on Biden's economic package to get approved from the Senate. I think it's in the Senate currently. Well, the House currently, the House is opposing the current bill, saying it's too corrupt. It's filled with corruption. It doesn't actually do anything to support COVID in a real sense. And I think it's too large of a package. And of course, the $1,400 direct payments are involved in that package, and additional funding for schools and vaccination rollouts and distribution and things like that. But again, this is actually in regards to the current PPP. This is in regards to the second round, but not the third, the second round of stimulus. So this is currently in effect. You just got to keep track of what's going on. And here at the Emos the Witness Show, we're going to bring you the news because sometimes this stuff's not talked about in detail. You kind of go through the news in a very reckless way currently in the mainstream. So you got to hunt for this information. So yeah. Let's see something else. Anything else in here that's vital for you? Yeah, like I said, Carol Wilkerson, she's an SBA spokesperson. She confirms. She says her quote is, "Loans submitted prior to the official rule change are subject to the rules in effect at the time of application." So just remember, if you want to submit your application with a loan amount that doesn't seem to fit this formula now, it won't be counted correctly and may be rejected. So just make sure you're with your loan advisor and you're doing this correctly. So there, that's that news. Let's move on to I want to give you guys, like I said, I want to give you guys an update on the Texas disaster. And again, the last episode I was talking about how the leadership from various areas, no matter what side of the aisle is, have responsibility to their constituents and their people, rather, and to represent them well and to make sound decisions. So I want to always make sure we also you know, spend some spotlights on the local leaders in various states as well as the national, because their decisions really cause a lot of issues. You know, a lot of these states ask for you know, look, we need quality leadership all across the board, and that's just the crux of it all. And this Texas lieutenant governor says people getting huge energy bills gambled on a very, very low rate, but suggests they won't have to pay the full amount. Now, I'm not attacking this governor. I'm actually just kind of wanted to shed some light on the energy aspect of this issue, because sometimes we have these natural disasters, we have these problems in these states when it comes to a big storm or whatnot, and then we look at it like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Why are there high energy bills? You know, why is all destruction? Why is the wind turbines not working? Or why is it like the grid so delicate and it can't handle a major storm? You know, those questions need to be asked. We don't want this stuff to occur again. It's all about risk management. You know, I graduated with a degree from Ball State University. You know what that degree was? Risk management. You know, I'm not lying. I need to get this damn website up. We need to get this website up so I can show y'all all my little jumps in this country. Everywhere I've been. I've been around this whole country doing various shit, all the way up to age 42. Been in almost every sector, blue, white, collar, and nonprofit. And now, you know, independent entrepreneurialism, social media. You know, I'm married, have kids. So I feel I can talk about a lot of things, have a lot of perspective on a lot of issues. But, you know, like I said, a lot to flesh out. We're still early in this show. We're still in our infancy. You know, it's episode 29. But anyway, this some key points. Texas Governor Dan Patrick, Lieutenant Governor, said Texas is getting huge energy bills, took a gamble and lost. In Texas, some energy deals are linked to wholesale prices, exposing customers to spikes. After last week's storm, some Texans face energy bills as high as $16,000. Whoa, that's crazy. But see, the thing is, I wanted to elaborate on the energy deals are linked to wholesale prices, exposing customers to spikes. I used to live in Phoenix, Arizona. I used to live in Southwest Phoenix, Ahwatukee, Ray Road. Shout out to Ray Road. And, you know, ain't nothing gangster about Ray Road. Ray Road is shit. Foothills and poodles. You know, I had a electric energy box in my kitchen with a card in it, and I had to take that card every so often and take it to the grocery store and put money on that card. You see what I'm saying? Because I had an energy deal with the energy company in Phoenix. Because, you know, it's primarily sunny in Texas. It's primarily sunny in Phoenix. So your energy is gonna, like the winter months here in Indiana, is gonna sway. You don't need as much in certain times of the year. Like in the summer, you're gonna need your AC pumping, but shit, in Arizona, 7, 8 months out the year, you don't need any kind of. You said your windows open. You're just chilling. It's so nice, right? So, you know, there's just various energy deals, and I had an energy deal. I had a box on my, you know, like I said, I loaded the card with money, because I knew how, you know, kept my energy costs low, because I knew how much I was really spending on electricity. But shit, during the summer, that shit would spike. That shit would drain. I'll be loading $500 on that card like monthly, because I'm dealing with some hot ass months. You know, that's what happened in Texas. You had a lot of people who had energy deals with these companies. They took a gamble. They said, I'm going to have cheap energy costs and hope that there's not be a major storm or nothing comes through where it drains on the whole energy collective as a state, and it forces me to pay higher energy costs. And that's what happened. So we didn't keep track of this stuff. We guys got to go back and look back and see what's the reason for some of these things. Now, you don't let the state of Texas off the hook. I'm still disappointed in former Governor Rick Perry, former Energy Secretary Rick Perry of the Trump administration, who, you know, chose to play politics during the crisis. This is during the crisis when you want to play these politics, what I don't like. You know, you take advantage of a situation on both sides when people are suffering. That's when it's wrong. And what's even more diabolical and upsetting is if this goes past and there's no solution. There's no there's no strengthening of the grid. What's up with all this hope shit? Well, we hope that nothing happens. But when it does, people suffer, people die. We all have a responsibility from the American people who go into these deals and Don't say where they're at. You got a spike in your cost. The state playing politics. The state not securing or reinforcing our infrastructure and playing politics. So we'll keep track of this. We'll see how this unfolds. But the lieutenant governor is saying pretty much that they won't have to pay these high bills. So it must be some kind of protection in place to protect these people. So we'll keep track of that. Usually that though is usually a bailout from the federal government, right? Is a state of emergency call, right? Because your energy grid collapses once there's a bad. Well, you gotta fix that shit. Just like in California, Gavin Newsom. And it's not just his administration either. It's a perpetual thing that goes on for each administration, each local and national. Come on, how many damn California forest fires are we gonna see every year, where it kills millions of people or hundreds of people, burns homes and displaces people from their homes? President Trump withheld funding because why? They want to clean up the brush. The brush wasn't getting cleaned up. It's another battle with the energy companies. You got to spur competition. You got to lower those prices. That's what we were trying to do in the last administration. Same for prescription drugs. Same for schools. Provide more opportunities. You provide more competition. You spur innovation. You spur creation. Because people are competing against one another, and over that competition, you have choice, and with that choice, you have lower prices because people can make their own decisions. I have 5 different toothbrushes I can choose from, and these 5 different toothbrushes, these 5 different companies are begging for my service, my money. I can be choosy, therefore the price can be low. That's the kind of flow we want in the society. We want to increase the wages. These are the pathways to get that. You secure that, you seal that border up. But when are we gonna get a set of leaders from each level to understand the basics? I mean, shit. I mean, I'm not in politics, and this is simple. It's common sense in a way. In most cases, but with common sense, you got other shit involved. Greed and politics. Once those get involved, you better watch out, America. You can't be on autopilot now. Not in this day and age. So I want to give you, like I said, I'm jumping around, but I want to give you a tidbit on what's going on in Texas. Let's move on. I gotta hurry to speed this up, you guys. I'm kind of long-winded, but I want to go into a little bit of big tech, man. Big tech is on the ropes, and I like to see it because, like I said, we did a rebalancing of all this. Twitter reports a $1.14 billion net loss for 2020. Costs and expenses rise by 19%. I'm not even gonna read this shit. I just want to show you the article that shows you that Twitter is taking a hit from all of its abuse over the last 4 years. And again, my prediction is this is a dinosaur in the making. Twitter will be obsolete in about 10 years, ladies and gentlemen. And they know they're losing money hand over fist. They just had another announcement today saying they got a plan to double their revenue, which had their stock price go up. But shit, that's just superficial. They're bleeding. They've been bleeding. And their attacks on President Trump, their biggest lightning rod, than censoring him and banning him from their platform, is gonna bounce back. It's gonna boomerang and hit them in the ass, and it's gonna hurt. He was your most popular figure on there. It's nothing but a platform of hate and dissension. There's no real value. It's just really a hit piece. I shouldn't go too deep with Twitter. I really shouldn't poke the bear until they're all the way bleeding. But let me go to the next article real quick. Twitter exploring paid subscriptions, new policy methods. So now Twitter's going into a paid subscription option idea. So now they're gonna make you pay for what they call quality content from the content creators. I mean, come on. Quality content? Give me an example of quality content on Twitter that I need to pay for to read. They also have an option on here that the CEO was talking about. Let me see if I can find it. Involving tipping. Well, I guess you could tip. I guess tip Twitter. I don't know, but they made a lot of mistakes, man. And they think that they can just keep attacking President Trump in certain ways and banning him and things like that, and think it's gonna cause some kind of like favorability in their eyes. But actually, it just makes it worse. It makes you even more of an enemy of the state. So, Twitter is making mistakes hand over fist, not just nationally, but globally. Let's move on. In Australia, as you guys know, as I pointed out last week, they did pass their law. I don't know if I can find it, though. Maybe you can pull it up. Do you have the next article we got in Australia? It's not pulling up.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah,
it's loading.
Okay, I found it. Mine came with my computer, too. Okay, Australia passes a law to force Facebook and Google to pay for news. So, see, now you have Australia. Yeah, you have countries, global countries, passing laws making our social media platforms that are so popular, that have been so abusive over the last few years, pay for content. And that goes, as I told you, Facebook came out and said, hey, we're going to jump the gun and just ban you guys from even being able to post anything on Facebook as a whole country. See how much ego that is into some of these corporate leaders? They bait you in by having you freely update your information and create a profile on their platforms. And when they have so much power, what they say, pay subscription, we're now judge, jury, executioner, and we decide what's said and posted on here, and you're gonna pay us for your content. And you're gonna tip us. What the hell is that about? It was just bold as hell. So now you're trying to ban whole countries because they think they're that powerful. And like I say, you see countries like Australia and France pushing back. Okay, and so like I said, big tech's on the ropes, and they need to get exposed and be rebalanced. And it's good to see that everybody is kind of taking that direction. And we'll keep track on that. And like I said, it's going on here in India. Here's an article right here. Facebook and WhatsApp and Twitter face new rules in India. But we're just not satisfied with the abuse. The subtitle says guidelines require companies to resolve user complaints quickly, among other measures. So we're just not happy with the way the services are going on with these tech giants. So India establishing new rules for internet firms like Facebook, WhatsApp, and Twitter. A fresh challenge for the American giants in a huge market, which is key to the global expansion. I'm reading this shit then verbatim. But anyway, the new guidelines unveiled Thursday say that in order to counter the rise of problematic content online, like false news and violent material, intermediaries must establish grievance redressal mechanisms to resolve user complaints about posting and sharing with the government the names and contact details of grievance officers at the firms. These officers must acknowledge complaints within a day and resolve them within 15. Yeah, I had actually created a Twitter account, and I don't know if I can't access to it. I can't get into it at all. I don't know if the name is just so beautiful. I create such a wonderful @name that they just want to keep it themselves, but they won't respond to my email or nothing. I'm like, where my shit at, man? I've been trying to change my password to get in. They won't even respond to me. So yeah, Twitter, you gotta get your act together. And we all coming for y'all globally. So yeah, we got a lot of articles, but we've seen a lot of pushback. I want to jump into COVID real quick. I'm trying to speed up you guys. I'm trying to expose the hypocrisy, and I'm trying to give you guys updates too on key issues. Just give you an update on some of the vaccines that are out there. Let you know we got some new COVID strains, so we got to keep the vaccine knowledge updated because we have some speculation. We have some hesitancy on taking the vaccine, and there's be some education out there to kind of get that herd immunity up. So we opened, and before that, I want to give you a quick local Indiana update. Like I said, Indiana, man, they're not playing. We're not playing out here. We're trying to open up responsibly, but we're also trying to be responsible with this whole vaccine, this whole pandemic. But we're also trying to open up. We're trying to, save vision, live our lives. And so we have a new public order here in Indianapolis. Effective March 1st, 2021, in the next 5 days. Restaurant capacity to increase to 75%. Bar capacity to increase to 50% with bar seating if social distancing is followed. Bars, restaurants, and music venues can now open up until 2 a.m. Gym and music venue capacity to increase to 50%. So yeah, starting to warm up outside. Indianapolis like, hey, let's start getting, let's start protecting the weak, the vulnerable, but let's open up, okay? So yeah, in this article here, it says Pfizer vaccine 94% effective. So 500,000 people have been inoculated so far. That's doing a 2-dose Pfizer vaccine and showing them 94% being 94% effective. According to CBS News, the result of the Israeli study in collaboration with experts at Harvard will publish on Wednesday. The study provides a first large-scale peer-reviewed evaluation of effectiveness of the COVID-19 vaccine in a nationwide mass vaccination setting, per the Shalat Research Institute in Israel, the researchers there. So after 1 dose, it helped prevent serious illness and death. While most data about the vaccine efficacy has been gathered from controlled clinic trials, Israel's speed in vaccine rollout provides an ideal opportunity to evaluate real-world stats. So that's good to look at. It's good to know that the Pfizer vaccine is working, the 2-dose vaccine. Let's see what its competitor Johnson & Johnson is doing. So they got this Johnson shot could dramatically accelerate the vaccine rollout. So we got just a couple bullets here. Johnson & Johnson single-dose coronavirus shot could be authorized within days for emergency use. We can see we can finish vaccinating priority groups in March. The U.S. could also distribute 500 million doses by the June, enough to vaccinate all the adult population. See, I don't know, I don't know, man. Like I know these vaccines. I know these drug companies are in competition with each other, both with their own individual U.S. company competitors and global competitors. You got Russia and China trying to roll out vaccines, to get them out to various countries to get that dollar, that profit. You see politics. I showed you the politics of it all. And you know what I'm saying? You just kind of wonder, like, man, why is the country just kind of hopping on the Pfizer vaccine or on one typical vaccine that's working and let that distribution roll out, be more effective or more fluid? It just seems like I read an article about Pfizer. Right after that, I read an article about Johnson & Johnson or Moderna. It's like, look at our vaccine. Let's do it X, Y, Z better. Or we're 1 shot, we're 2 shot. And when like I said, man, Johnson, hey, they're the same motherfucker that had talcum powder. You know? What happened? Man, I mean, I used to wear that shit all the time. Talcum powder, baby powder, whatever, all over my body. My grandma had all over her body. Going to church, be in my shoes, my socks be white and dusty after church. I'm walking around, my feet are smoking. I got so much damn talcum powder on my body. Like, what's wrong with the deodorant that I'm wearing? You know what's wrong with the deodorant that I'm wearing? I'm wearing Brute, motherfucker, Brute. B-R-U-T. That funky, spicy ass deodorant your grandfather used to wear. That Stetson, that Old Spice. See, you don't understand, I was raised by grandparents, man. You know, if I ran out of deodorant, I was going to the Brute. Y'all know the Brute? The Brute is a green bottle of just old funk. Man, Brute is like a mixture of Danny Glover, Morgan Freeman, and a side of like Clint Eastwood. Put a sprinkle of James Earl Jones in there. That's what Brute smells like. Brute smells like hickory wood or like charcoal embers mixed with like, I don't know, let me see, something like licorice. I'm trying to think of a smell that you put in there too. You stir all that shit up in like a cast iron skillet with a stick of butter. That's what Brute smells like. Straight up. Black human actor flesh, licorice, with a sprinkle of Clint Eastwood and Sean Connery's beard. And don't you put a young person in there. Maybe that smell. What the hell my grandfather was putting on in the morning. But I would put that shit on and go to school. Punky Brewster's freckles. How about that? We're putting that shit, put in there. Cause it was like an 80s, 90s, early 90s type of smell. You don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but yeah, man, like I said, Johnson & Johnson, man, like I gotta watch out for their products. You know, cause like I said, if you fucking take that shot, then like shit, 30 years down the line, hey, you take that 1 shot COVID, you may need some fucking help. Call this number. You may be part of a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that in my life, man. I don't want to break out in hives and rashes like that. You know what I'm saying? Tell me look, if you want to tell me about the Moderna vaccine, you want to tell me about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and you want to tell me about about what's going on Pfizer, tell me about the motherfucking side effects. Who has the least amount of side effects on all these creational drugs? And don't even tell me what they are, because this shit's ridiculous. Just give me the number. Pfizer, I have 9. We confirmed we have 9 side effects coming down in the future. Just be aware of that. Johnson & Johnson, yeah, 50. We'll be coming down. We working on it. Come back, check back later. All right, I'll check back later with y'all. Moderna, 20. You know, Moderna, I can tell you being a little honest, Moderna. I can tell you being honest. 20 side effects. 20 side. Okay, I might fuck with you in the future. Just let me know the side effects of these vaccines. Okay, and then maybe you'll see people open up. Let's move on. I'm talking shit. I'll move on. I had an article about a simple chart showing that the coronavirus single dose coronavirus vaccine works within protection starting after 2 weeks. One simple, I have to look at the word, like one simple chart, one dose, single dose, Johnson & Johnson. You know what I mean? I just don't, I feel like you're trying to convince me Johnson & Johnson, where Pfizer is like the one that really works, but it was created from the Trump era, so people kind of like dismissing it. But take the Johnson & Johnson, you know, for profit, and the name you know, one shot, one dose. I don't know. I'm still in that wait and see category. I'm on that wait and see category. That's picking and choosing, and I intend to get the shot. But if while I'm still intending to get the shot and I'm still reviewing this shit, and they say, hey, it's all good now, then I'm gonna back the fuck off. Straight up. Willie, are you getting the shot? Or no? Or you already got it?
Fuck no, I'm not getting a shot no matter what, unless
Okay.
It would have to be like, I'd have to be like, have a trip planned to like Aruba or something, and then I have to get it. That's the only reason I'd even consider it.
That's where I'm at with it, man. I'm not taking unless I really have to. Look, man, there's only 2 ways I'm really gonna take it, man. Is if I really have to, like, man, motherfuckers are dying off still, and I got, just fuck it, man. But see, what the fuck? I mean, if people are still dying off, then why am I taking it? You see what I'm saying? It's so confusing. It's just not working. But if it's working, then it's okay. Hey, it's working. So y'all, if it's working, then why the fuck I gotta take it? It's working. You know what I'm saying? So let's get the herd immunity up, and then maybe I want to be a part of this shit. And that's what everybody's probably thinking too. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I got a trip coming up too in the fall, so I need to kind of get this shit, don't I? You know? It's just decision. But which one do you take? You see what I'm saying? So I'm hoping to be like, okay, while I'm deciding, you guys like, hey, okay, the electricity's back on. You guys can forget about it now, and I'll forget about it. I'll just keep walking down the street. But can you imagine though? I don't know. It might cause some shit down the future. You know what I'm saying? Say we open up, Malik, and say we're like at the bar. I mean, not me at come married. But say you're at the bar and shit. It's like, do the girls like the motherfucker with the shot, or they like the motherfucker without the shot now? You know, are you more of a babe catcher because you ain't got it, or because you do have the vaccine in your body? You see what I'm saying?
Probably without, because she'd probably be like, oh, he's a rebel.
Yeah.
He stands for something.
Well, you know, he's a thinker. He thought before he got the shot, or he didn't get the shot. But is he dirty though? Is he, will I get COVID? Or will I give it to him? No, I got the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? Like, if someone has a vaccine, is considered safe and responsible in the bar. But you don't know if he's gonna have that Johnson & Johnson side effect down the line, that lawsuit down the line. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I mean, dang, what kind of social value does getting the shot give you? You know, that's the question. Because it's almost like a status quo thing now. Because I think it's very expensive to get the shot anyway. And then, there's something to talk about. Yeah, we can move on. I'll move on. But yeah, I'm almost in the same category as you. Like, I'll get it if I have to. I'll get it if I'm going to Aruba. I'll definitely get it because that's selfish, but that's crazy. You risk your life to go to Aruba, to take this shot to go to Aruba, but you won't take it in general. That's kind of wild. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it too. I'm on the ropes. I'll take it if it helps society. If it gives, I don't know. Look, we'll come back to that. But that's where we are with those 3 major companies with the vaccines right now. And like I said, I want to keep it on a positive note when it comes to the COVID. I think we're opening up. I think people are trying to get it. The weather is picking up, and hey, hopefully we'll see a change. And we'll finally quit talking about this pandemic so damn much and live our lives. So I wanted to go into a little bit of foreign policy. I don't know how much time I got, you guys, but again, like I told you, I'm all about that peace through strength, America first, peace deals. That's where we were headed. We had some. We got the peace accords going on down with Israel and a couple other countries that the United States brokered. You had a peace deal with the Taliban. The first president, Trump, first president ever stepped foot on North Korea soil. We had peace. We haven't heard from North Koreans, no rocket launches in years. South Korea and North Korea are kind of, in talks. President of South Korea on 2 occasions recommended peace, Nobel Peace Prizes for former President Trump that we all ignored here in the mainstream media and downplayed. But the man definitely deserved it. Shit, we gave Obama a fucking Nobel Prize the first 2 weeks he was in office. Shit, why? Because he gave a speech in the UN? You see how the game is played? The game is so lopsided and so hypocritical, so unbalanced. And you look at yourself, you see shit like that, you're like, what the fuck I look like? And like I said about maybe 2 weeks ago, I said, hey, we got to watch out for the Biden administration and their war-mongering ways. Okay, they left office with that diabolical blunder in Libya. So we got to watch out what's next. You know what I'm saying? A lot of executive orders came through when Biden was elected. And he's reviewing a lot of peace deals. He's reviewing a lot of war policies that Trump enacted to bring the troops home. All that's just being reversed. Right now, last night we had airstrikes launched in Syria by the Biden administration, allegedly to attack some Iranian positions, and also to retaliate from some Iraqi attacks in Iraq. This could be a political move to kind of show his foreign policy strength. A lot of presidents, if you look at the past, you look at history, a lot of presidents do things like this in their first year in office. We saw Trump do that, dropping a big bomb in Afghanistan, making some moves in Syria as well. And with this administration, within the first month or two, we've seen a slight increase in troops in the area of Syria. And we've seen a lot of reversals or changes or reviews going on in other areas and other deals that the previous administration enacted. Again, if you like, so you've been following this, you get a little bit of backdrop of what's been going on, which is, we're protecting the oil fields in Syria. That's our only interest down there. If you look, Obama had the red line, over the guise of protecting the Syrian people from tyranny of President Assad. That was just a cover for our real agenda, which is the pipeline deal. It's all about monopoly, man. It's all about competition between Russia and China and whoever's in that area who can control and get the levers of power, who can influence the politics and have their proxies and power down in those areas and, divide the land in the manner in which we get what we want. And so far, currently in the Trump administration, we divide that land down there so far to protect the oil fields that serve our interests along with the Kurds. And we use the Kurds as a buffer or piece to kind of push our agenda along. And actually it's kind of working in a way. We're still there with a minimum amount of troops. And like I said, these wars, sometimes you just got to call them out for what they really are. They're not these human rights campaigns as we say they are. Like, not to get into that kind of history, but the Civil War wasn't primarily about slavery. And these wars aren't really primarily about serving the people. That's like a secondary matter. People suffered throughout the whole process of this whole campaign, and they still are out there in Syria. Border, displacements on the border, flooding over to Turkey. That's what happens. The war is an ugly game, man. We don't see the picture. We don't see what's going on, but at any rate, we're there for commodities. As of a lot of countries, and that primarily. Land grabs and power and, moving our chess pieces across the globe. And I don't know how you feel about that, but, the way I look at it in certain ways, that a lot of countries do that. And, hold on 1 second. Did I get another motherfucking ticket? Anyway, I think I did. Hey, punk asses. I got another damn ticket, I think, outside. But anyway, yeah, like I said, that's why we're out there. So you see Biden launched the airstrike, last night. We're gonna see how that turns out. You know, a lot of jockeying around going on in the Middle East. Um, you know, we're still battling Iran, and and they're still in Yemen, battling the Saudis, and it's kind of hard to decipher what's going on. It's like some old Keith Sutherland 24 shit. But I won't be surprised if we're involved in another war pretty soon than later. The Democrats have been known to be warmongers. They want to retaliate on a lot of things. They want to correct a lot of wrongs. And they need to fix what's going on in Libya. That was a disaster, and there still needs to be accountability for that. These Senate trials with Hillary Clinton were shams. The first U.S. ambassador killed on foreign soil, man, and since hundreds of years, if it ever happened before in U.S. history, but it has happened before. I think it happened in the 1700s, 1800s, early. We had Marines killed, and nonchalant, careless politicians in office during the time that have still not been held accountable for that. And I want to get into some more detail about that. But anyway, let me read this poem from a ex-Navy SEAL that I found on Facebook regarding Libya and Benghazi. And I'm gonna actually leave in the show on this because it's getting kind of long and it's Friday, and I want you guys to have a great weekend. I want you guys to also ponder on this as we head into Monday, as we continue to expose hypocrisy in the current administration and previous areas of the country in the industry. Emos Witness, like I said, Phil Show, episode 29. Hit that like, subscribe button on YouTube. You can catch me downtown every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Wave 1 Media, 120 East Market Street. Come down here and get you a show. Spread your opinion, your voice. Lend an objective viewpoint against the mainstream, against all these society leaders that want to sway your opinion, your thought. Come out and help protect the congressional and constitutional values that you hold so dear. Let's change this country for the better. Let's not revamp it and destroy it from and start over. Let's just improve it and get in and clean up the corruption and all the old fogies out there in office, right? So let me get this article, man. Like I said, this administration is very dangerous. This current administration can be on a foreign policy sense, and they did a lot of damage in the past, and they're capable of doing it again. But I want to kind of notate and bring back the past on the Obama administration and what happened in Benghazi. And as Miss Hillary Clinton, former Secretary of State, and in charge of this whole the diabolical mess, called it a bump in the road. So this is written by an anonymous Marine Corps officer called the Battling Boys of Benghazi. Here we go. We were battling boys. We're the battling boys of Benghazi. No fame, no glory, no paparazzi. Just a fiery death in a blazing hell, defending our country we love so well. It wasn't our job, but we answered the call, fought for the consulate, and scaled the wall. We pulled 20 countrymen from the jaws of fate, led them to safely, and stood at the gate. Just the two of us and the foes by the score, but we stood fast and barred the door. 3 calls for reinforcement, but all were denied, so we fought and fought and fought until we died. We gave all for our Uncle Sam, but Barack and Hillary didn't give a damn. Just 2 dead SEALs who carried the load. No thanks to us, we were just a bump in the road. So, that's from an ex-Marine or anonymous Marine Corps officer and their thoughts that night or that fateful day. And like I said, we still need accountability. Like I said, Ambassador Stevens lost his life that day, and they were trying to protect and save him. A few Marines as well. And like I said, we want accountability for that. We want investigations more thoroughly. We want to see the Russian hoax exposed more and more. We want to see the people involved in that exposed. We want to clean up the politicians in office. We want to see more younger leaders, both local, national, and worldly, that line up with the same ideals that are going forward in the future of innovation today in this country and this world. We want more voices in the media. We want more exposing and shedding light on these ills. We want more objective opinions, more balanced viewpoints. And I aim to be one of those viewpoints that Emos to witness. So I want you guys to have a great weekend. Hit that like, subscribe button. Catch me on Monday. We'll be back 10 o'clock. And you guys have a great weekend, and I'm out.